All right, we got another conversation on belts, which, by the way, Hunterworks makes the best belts on the planet. Don't forget us. Get on our website, get you one if you need one. Thank you guys for buying them. That's not what this is about today, but it is about clutching. I want to start off, and I'll say this several times throughout this video. My opinion, which is Hunterworks' opinion is just that. It's my opinion. I like to talk about opinions a lot. Your opinion, my opinion. When we were talking about other brands of belts, your opinion, Hunterworks sucks, and their opinions, Gates does, OEM. It's all opinions, okay? So I have an opinion on how I think things ought to work in clutching. I have an opinion on what I think works best for some things. However, that doesn't make me right 100% of the time. And these manufacturers that I represent, Dalton clutches, Dura clutches, some of these other brands of products that we sell, my opinion does not always match up to theirs. That doesn't make them wrong or me wrong. It's just I have an opinion how I think things ought to work. So when I tell you things, who needs a clutch kit or who needs a Dura clutch or whatever, once again, that's my opinion. If you feel either one of them will work for you in an area that I don't think so, hey, I'll still sell it to you. Don't get me wrong. I just have an opinion. What spurred this is, and I won't get too deep in it, is somebody that, or our video on do you need a clutch kit, somebody went to Dalton and said, you know, hey, he said, all right, right and wrong, just difference of opinion, once again. So just clear as mud. What I say is my opinion, okay? Now then, on that, this is a new who needs a clutch kit type video, okay? So I have in the past put people pretty much in fast or slow, rock crawling or hightailing it, whatever. And there's really more styles of riding than that. And what you may or may not know is that clutching is really pretty custom. Now what Polaris, and we're talking about Polaris, mostly about RZRs, but it could be Rangers, Generals, whatever, is what the factory uses, assuming they're right. They rarely are. It's a broad spectrum. It'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So once you decide to put bigger tires, elevation, sand, whatever it is, and you want to do a adjustable kit, then you should adjust that kit to match your activity, okay? All right, so I've said in the past that people who rock crawl don't benefit from a clutch kit. Now, Dalton would disagree. They say that there's increased heat in the belt with stock stuff. Of course, I think that's a generic answer for all vehicles, and I'd go along with that. I guess my problem is I think heavier weights, weaker springs, more belt grip, the curvature of their weights, by the way, and the way that it engages, it clamps on better than stock stuff does. So there's a trade-off there. All right, so then from the rock crawler guys, you get into slower movers, technical riders, just tooling around. You know, then you get into foot into the floor, like I drive, foot to the floor, stomp on the brake, move into duners. Obviously, that's just foot to the floor most all the time, carving. You get into high elevation riders who need clutch kits because of elevation. I don't deal too much with the big mud guys or the big tires and the portals. Interestingly enough, right behind this camera is my duckbill Ranger on 34s and portals. It has stock clutching in it, worked flawless for me. I don't get over 10 mile an hour. It's great. Okay, so and I'm trying not to make this too long, but when explaining things, I've seen that can't get under 12, 13 minutes. So just stick with me here. All right, so I'm going to be of the opinion, or I have really been for a while, is that everybody's going to benefit from a kit. Everybody, I don't care if you're a rock crawler or dooner, everybody benefits. You'll just have to set it up different. I guess the misunderstanding for me and some is, and unfortunately I just say don't do it, is that some of the guys, some of the slower people, the returns on the investment, in my opinion, is just low versus the cost of the kit. And so when I'm the guy on the phone with you, and you spent $400 and you say, well, yeah, I can kind of tell. I don't want that phone call, and so my opinion is why we do that. Like I said, is if you don't want to listen to my opinion, I'm okay with that. I'll sure as crap sell you a clutch kit, deer clutch, whatever it is, thick belt, thin belt, doesn't matter to me. But again, I'm gonna say opinion too much this deal, but too much. But you buy what you want. All right, so for me, I would say everybody benefits. How does a slow guy benefit? Because the curvature of the weights, as a general rule, and the Dalton kits are shaped in a manner. Yeah, I got one here. I don't know if you can see it this far out, but down at the heel is shaped differently so that when you're first starting off and that clutch is pushing that thing towards your belt, that it can get on out there and grab it. Okay, that's how that benefits that rock crawler. However, that rock crawler might not want to follow the setup instructions, because as a general rule, setup instructions is how to get shift phase RPM where it should be to accelerate you from point A to point B quick as you can. So you might want to follow, let's just say you had 32s, you might want to follow stock tire settings on XP1000 to get just a little bit heavier weight. Okay, same thing on that slower technical rider. He's going to benefit from the curvature of the profile of the flyweight. But once again, you might want to follow a little bit smaller tire setting, or if you don't have a smaller tire, stock tire, a little bit heavier setting, add a set screw or something to it. The foot to the floor guy, the thing there is follow them instructions. Get shift phase RPM exactly right for what your vehicle should be, and that helps you accelerate A to B quick as you can. Dooner guy, all right, there's a setting in there for sand, and it's typical. Once again, my opinion, it's not in the Dalton kits, is that I like to run that RPM a little higher than shift phase, because the sand's going to drag you down. If you got paddles, it's going to drag you down. So like say an XP1000, I'll say get shift phase RPM 8600, 85, 8600, because you're going to get drugged down so far. All right, and then like I said, these mud guys, that's just a whole different world, and once again, and it depends on how you drive the mud. So if you're just easing in and out with big tires, then you can kind of follow back to this rock crawl deal. If you're a mud racer and you floor it, then you want to follow the kit. The portals and the gear reductions do affect the kit settings, because it's for the size tires and stock gearing, and so when you do some type of reduction, you're taking load off the clutch, and you'll end up putting a little bit more weight in it. And then, like I said, the Dooners, there's setups in the kits. Deer clutches, I've been saying forever, they're mostly slow people. They're geared around belt grip, all the features, benefits a slower moving person, full on engine braking, lower starting ratio, belt doesn't slip or anything, and it's just great. I got one on my Range Rover at my farm. And we just ease around in a low over there most of the time and hauling corn, looking at deer cameras, whatever. And I freaking love it. Been on there 3 years, no problems. So everything is subjective, but unfortunately, when you're doing these videos, you come across as being very broad spectrum. And probably you piss people off. I know that if I had a dealer somewhere that was saying, well, you can use that thick belt for dooning, if you want to, I probably would have words with him. But if he had a dang good reason and he was sticking it out there and said, all right, I say you can, Hunterworks does not, I say you can, buy it from me for this reason, use a thick belt for dooning, and it didn't work out, well then that's on that dealer, So I totally get it, and I apologize to Dalton, Deer Clutch, whoever, but again, simply my opinion. Great companies, the best products on the planet. I wouldn't be selling Dalton kits. The quality of the kits and how they work, to me, are second to none. As I jokingly tell people sometime when they want to argue about kits, I go, hey, How many negative comments you read on social media about Dalton kits? You know, none, couple. How many you read about us? None, couple, whatever. Well, okay, what are we arguing about? Just stick with the good quality stuff, people who can support your stuff and get you riding. All right, guys. Hopefully that just gives you a little bit more insight to who benefits from a clutch kit, or you know, what style of riding benefits the most from it. And I'm not going to change my position on the really super slow guys. You're on the fence. You can go either way on it. You know, so just keep that in mind. All right, guys, appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe to our videos. Click on the red deal here. It gets you where you can always get every video. There should be a little white deal up here in the corner. Get to our website. We'll put a link down in the description to get to us. Yes, I know, I say in every darn video, yes, I know it's hard to get me on a telephone. It's hard to get any of us on the telephone. Why? It ain't like we ain't answering. It's because we're on it. So tech calls, Todd@hunterworks.com. Tech emails, Todd@hunterworks.com. Order questions, orders@hunterworks.com. You can certainly try to call if you can get through. Our machine don't even let you leave a message because the volume is so high, but we are here for you. And do not forget, we sell what I think is the world's best belt. We're now over 15,000 belts. Quick thing on that. I did a sales report the other day, and since November, we sold over 4,000 belts and warranted 24. You know, it's not because we turned down a bunch. It's just we didn't have to warranty any. So what percentage is 24 of 4,000? I don't even know. I think it's 0.02%, I believe, or something like that. I ain't doing the math, but it's way less than one. Pretty good stuff. Thank you guys so much, and be safe out there.